So I was just considering the craving of, as you said, like the subtler craving of wanting people to behave in a certain way, right? Or wanting certainty from their behavior. And I think it's a little tough for me to accept that I need to moderate this craving, because sometimes I feel justified in wanting a certain behavior. For example, if you feel like someone's, not respecting your boundaries, right? Or trying to, say, attack your autonomy, your freedom, you feel justified in being like, no, I need to protect myself, right? So there is
But
this,
why are you calling it a craving then? Is it, if
because
it's not harmful for you, why do you call it a craving? What makes you feel that this could be bad for me? What is that thing that makes you bring it up as a craving?
the not being okay with it, not them not behaving that way, right? Just not being able to accept that people are going to be how they're going to be, and I don't have control over
So
it.
some part of you, okay, let's examine. This is a very good example, because this is a very typical example, because it involves moral righteousness
Mm,
as a part of the whole thing. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So I want people to behave well with me.
Hmm.
Okay. I can tell them to behave well with me. They may or may not listen. So there's no problem there. Telling them to behave
Yeah.
decently, respect my boundaries, cutting them off, all that is fine. I have no problem. The angst I go through because they don't listen to me is my problem.
Hmm.
Why should they listen to you? Just contemplate. Why should they listen to you? And say the first thing that comes to your mind, however terrible that sounds. Say the first thing that comes to your mind. Why should they listen to you?
Because I am right.
Of course. Of course. Because me, as this mind body complex, has developed this identity which has been developed with great pains, and I understand what is right and what is wrong, and I'm sure about what is right and wrong, and they are not right. Of course, whatever they've learned in life is rubbish compared to what I've learned in life. So definitely they are not right, and I am. So they need to listen to me. That's where the identity strengthening comes.
Mm.
There's no problem in telling people, listen, boss, stop it. This is hurting me. There's no problem. Recognizing that they may listen, they may not listen. I may have to take a stronger stand, but they will respond out of what they have understood. I will respond out of what I have understood. Me not being able to tolerate is a problem. Them really getting into my boundaries is a problem. Like, who knows what is the problem? That's will not create problems. You see? It's the craving to be right and morally superior.
And I guess the identity, you identify so strongly with your moral that even telling myself that, you need to moderate this feels like, no, why should I? Like, I'm
But you don't
accepting
have
defeat.
but you don't have to tell yourself you're wrong in that moral. You simply have to tell yourself you've learned different things and they've learned different things and it's clashing. That's all. It's just that people who don't respect your boundaries have learned different things in life. They have had different experiences in life which have taught them different things in life. It's not about you at all for them. For them, it's about them.
Yeah. And it's interesting how your mind also just interprets it as defeat. Like, because
Absolutely.
I tried asking myself, like, why do you feel like it's defeat? Like, I mean, nothing has happened, but it still feels like that.
So from a practice point of view, what can be done this week for this? One is the urge when it comes up, and we will work with that. Urge surfing. The urge to tell. Sit with that urge for some time before you tell. See what is the appropriate telling, what is not appropriate. Okay? From a telling perspective. B, what does defeat feel like in the body? Can I create tolerance for defeat in my body? Can I create okayness with defeat in my body? Because this is an idea. Okay? I am the center of the universe, have learned all the right things in the world, and therefore can tell who's right and who's wrong, have great discrimination and viveka. It's just identity protection. It's nothing else. And all of us go through that. I mean, you are just putting this question out. Am I not going through this myself? Of course. Do I not in situations believe I am right and how dare this person speak to me like that? Of course. Of course. Do I have to do what I'm asking you to do? Of course. We all have to do it. But recognizing that eases the pain. Recognizing that this is coming from my sense of holding, protecting myself, superiority, then look, some compassion comes for ourselves, for the other person. Okay, we are all humans, we are all in this together. Soften, 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 soften. Okay, I still need to set some boundaries because this is difficult. But no longer the angst, the moral superiority, the defeat, the craving. None of this is there. I have to do what I have to do is a very different thing. Then I am right and therefore I must do it, and I'm none of that. So a very good way to see is how much it feeds into our identity. That's the best way to see what is craving and what is just something that's needed.